Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Football Inc. We are back in the game, back in the house, back in the gaff. I hope everyone is happy and healthy, doing the things they love with those that love to do them with. Welcome back from everyone that's coming across from Spurs Talk Show. You know what to do. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell. Hit the comment section as well. Be cool. Be very cool. I'm here with Jonny H3232, talking Tottenham 1882 on Instagram and on TikTok. Guys, we are also sponsored by OK Jersey. You know what to do. They're very okay. They're more than okay jersey. Brilliant.
Very okay. Very
unbelievable quality, unbelievable prices. You can get the best clobber in town. Your Jeremy Jacquets. You can get your football shirts. If you are interested in the international stuff, they've just uploaded all of their international shirts for the World Cup. So if that's your thing, you know where to go. And if you do go there, search for OK Jersey. If you do know where to go, then at least type in code FINK at checkout. Get yourself 8% off. And we're also available on all of your podcast platforms. If you can't watch us live right now, if you're listening to us back after the fact on YouTube, but you'd rather listen to us on Spotify, you can watch us there. You can also hear us back on Apple Pods and Amazon and all that jazz. So give us a follow, give us a rating, search Football Inc. Or if you haven't got those words in your vocabulary, then look in the description below. You'll find the link itself. Click on that, give us a follow and a rating. Jonny, how you doing, buddy?
I'm okay, mate. I'm buzzing. Mr. Wolves, if you're in the house, there was a couple of Wolves fans in the house last night when we were doing it. There, Ryan G and Wolves F1. Yeah, you were saying in your dreams, laughing that the fact that the chat predicted a 1-1 draw. I was and ahhing. Well, you got your wish last night. I hope, like many fans, in fact, Sean, I think most of the Premier League's football fans were jumping up and down off their couches last night. Not just Spurs fans.
The ones that weren't were Arsenal fans and United fans, probably.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, maybe. But yeah, some of the blowouts last night after the game, I don't know if you've seen them, Sean. The guy who was blaming the wind.
I saw that. Yeah, I've seen them all. Yeah. Why do they always find someone on that AFTV that's willing to do something stupid like that?
The wind. Are
they paid to say something donut-esque? No, mate. Hang on, mate. Mate, I looked at the weather forecast. There was a swirling wind. There's a hurricane coming into Wolverhampton, and it only affected us.
Did you see the guy from AFTV? He couldn't even keep a straight face. He was looking down. He said, "Yeah, but the same for the both teams." Yeah, no, but like, you know what we should have.
We're not used to it at Arsenal. The stadium's
We're not used to it. The stands open. The stands open, and like what we should have been doing. Arteta made a mistake. Mikel made a mistake. We were doing the short passing. We should have been shooting from distance. Did you see a shot from distance? Mate, honestly, it was embarrassing. Lee Judges absolutely went into meltdown.
Lee Judges isn't embarrassing. He is an absolute legend. He is a legend. His content. I love Lee Judges, right? Because I said before, I've never met him, never met him face to face, but I've done loads. For the season before last, I did a whole season with him, me, Henry, him, and Dan Potts. We did a North London thing on Potts's channel, and it was so much fun because I didn't know who this guy was really. I'd never watched AFTV, and Henry says to me, Do you want to do something with Lee Judges and Dan Potts? I was like, who are these guys? Just a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I go on then. He's like, Judges is so funny. I was like, okay, fair enough. And so I'm on this first time I'm in this stream with them, the four of us, and Dan asks Lee Judges about whatever, something Arsenal had fucked up, and he goes like, no, it's his facial characteristics are brilliant. No, he's I think we're still going to be okay, but Arteta, he's got to do better. And then Dan goes, "What? How's he got to do better? He's got to do better than that, Daniel. He's got to do."
He was last night. It was unbelievable.
These moments of explosion.
And then he just exploding. Yeah, he was exploding last night. I mean, the excuse the other day, they're not sleeping in their beds, right? Arteta's changed it up. That's why we drew against Brentford, right? You got to let them sleep. They got a coach journey. Mate, it's 30 minutes up the road. What are you talking about? A 30-minute, they changed the system. But last night he was handing the title. He was handling the title. The one thing he is right about. They got to do better. I love Mikel. I love Mikel. But last night he was fucking atrocious, right? It's all fucking on him.
It's fantastic.
But 2-0 up.
I love his absolute pure passion, but he's not unreasonable with it. He's not delusional. He's not like, he believes in his club. He backs it. But like whenever he has these moments of like fury, it's authentic. It's sincere. It's not put on. It's you can tell with him. It's raw. He loves his club, but he's just got this.
There's no filter. It just
like
comes
powder keg of like personality to just and then he brings it back in again. A lot of people put that shit on Johnny. He doesn't.
No, it's him.
Lee Judges is a real one,
That's how he is. I mean, I loved everything about last night. From Paul Merson before the game. No, we're winning this one. This is I'm not worried about this one. Arsenal will turn up and they'll do the business tonight. They have to. They haven't gone through Wolves' stats. They're at the bottom of the table. Mikel was no ways letting this slip. And then you got Alan Smith on the commentating. Never biased. Oh, that's never a free kick. Oh, that's never a foul. That's never this. And when they went up 1-0 up early doors, I fear for Wolves tonight. It looks like it's going to be a hatful. He changed it. Rob Edwards, he had 4 at the back, changed to 5 at the back after the goal. And everything changed. But when they went 2-0 up, you're thinking, that's got to be it now. But what did Arsenal do, Sean? They sat back. A top team would have gone for the jugular.
Fantastic first goal.
Yeah.
I look at Arsenal's defence, though. I don't know what's going on there. Like, they got the Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapi. Hincapi was very good last night.
Yeah, he was very good.
People talk about Quinton Timber, Jurian Timber as like, one of the best in the world at playing that right back role, but he's a hybrid, whatever. They go to sleep, mate. They go to sleep, and then when it's put on them, I think the recipe, like we talk about templates, right? As a top,
100%.
About templates, right? We know it was Gary O'Neill did the template against Tottenham under Ange. This is how you beat Tottenham, and everyone copied it and did it, and they won, right? The template against Arsenal, I think, is also very clear.
Get in their faces.
They don't like it. None of them like it. Because they're all like, don't get me wrong, they're all brilliant players. There's an unbelievable talent in there.
Yeah, it's a football team if you let them play.
But Thomas Partey leaving that team has left a gaping hole in their physicality in the midfield. And I think that at the back, they've become so accustomed to just handling pressure, the easy way, because they are not a team that has to face too much of it apart from set pieces, generally, all that sort of thing. But I genuinely think that, like, Zubimendi, he's a Spanish,
don't know where he went last night. He has moments where he's absolutely
he's a fantastic on the ball technician, but you put it on him, don't like it. Declan Rice doesn't like it. Sunderland, Brentford. Yeah.
Wolves last night. Wolves, they go in their face.
There's a template there that has emerged, and the smart teams, the smart managers, who will look at the game. If you've got something to play for, and you are playing against Arsenal, and the expectations are minimal, because you're playing against Arsenal, so it's probably not nil point, and you just say to them, go at them, play with a level of like freedom, but make sure that you fucking get stuck in. But you got to be careful with it. Like, don't go gung-ho. Don't do like Romero levels of gung-ho, but be like composed, but at the same time, sincere with your, like, ferocity. And if you can time your tackles well, You lay some. It was almost the way that Tottenham used to do it against Manchester City. Do you remember how Romero used to lay one on Haaland?
Yeah, straight away, first minute.
3 years running, home and away, 3 years running. In the first 5 or 10 minutes, Romero would land something on Haaland, and Haaland didn't want to know for the rest of the game. Remember that?
Yep.
I feel like that's the same sort of thing is
the only thing with Arsenal, Sean, that worries me is this manipulation of the referees and what they get away with. I mean, you saw Trossard trying to make out that he was purposely headbutted or elbowed in the face. You saw every time they go down, it's the screaming and the rolling around, even for minimal contact. Saka was going down as usual, like he was never going to get up again, and he got up and he carried on. We saw
the referees are the last group of people to recognise the template.
Well, they are.
Other teams are starting to recognise how you go about playing against Arsenal, but the referees, have you seen the stats? Right, the team that has the most amount of fouls committed before they get a yellow card is Arsenal. They're allowed this season.
Correct.
7.7 fouls per yellow card. Who's the team with the fewest?
Spurs. Yeah.
Right. So we've created a recipe where if you go in and you go in hard and you don't quite catch it correctly, you're going to get a yellow card. Arsenal get away with it. They got away with one last night after the game finished.
That's a red card, mate. That is a red card in anyone's book. Yes, he threw himself back afterwards, but the Wolves player stood his ground. He didn't move, and he came and aggressively came up to him and pushed him aggressive. It's a red card, mate. I don't care what you say. And then last week against Brentford, Gabriel, absolute blatant yellow card. Blatant. Took the guy out, and everyone knew it was a yellow card and a red. I mean, he still wouldn't have played last night because he would have played in the Wigan game in the Cup, so he wouldn't have been banned. It would have been one game. But my point is, they're getting away with it.
Cantab, be up to you, Cantab. Can it be upgraded to a red card after the fact, Johnny? Do you know?
Well, the problem is, by the time we play, they'll probably do it. Yeah, they'll probably do it after our game.
Well,
the referee's report.
That is what it is. But can it be upgraded? I'm not even sure if it is a red card. I don't know if it is.
No, it is, mate. It's the aggression. Hang on. It's the gets up, runs to the player after the game's lost, right? I'm not saying he whacked him in the face or the drama afterwards, but the aggression going to the player who has not confronted him, he's run up to him and he's gone like that, right? For no reason other than the anger of dropping the points.
Joseph, is this a Spurs shot? We haven't spoken about Spurs at all. We've spoken about Arsenal.
We're speaking about Arsenal.
We might be coming at it from a Tottenham perspective.
No, well, actually, we're not, because I've been looking at some of the other feeds, and even the Arsenal fans. Why is it Arsenal fans were saying they thought it was a red?
Yeah. No, listen, I watched. I had four different. I had Football Terrace. I had AFTV. I had the guy who goes feed the puta. That guy, the North Side or whatever his name is. He's so funny. Every time he gets angry, he moves into Portuguese so that he doesn't get declipped for swearing. But you know what? I've got to be honest, mate. Some of those channels, right? I watch League Gunner as well. Some of those channels, I have to be honest, right? I think that there's a commonality. Again, I'm not calling anybody out because content's got a content. Do your content, do your thing.
100%.
Respect to everyone, however they want to be, whatever they want to be. But I do think that there is a level of content creator who love to lean towards negative, because when there's times to be sad, like when you're just sad, right? Like if Tottenham lose to Arsenal, you want to be sad, right? Or in a different season when you might be Champions League hopefuls or whatever else, and then you lose a game against whoever, Leicester or Villa or whatever, and you like, if you're just a normal person and you lean towards like, I hope the best for my team, I hope the worst for everyone else, whatever else, and then something bad happens, you lose the game fair and square, because Wolves won that. Wolves didn't lose that game; they drew that game fair and square. Arsenal fucked it.
Yeah.
Like, then if it's a fair and square situation, you just want to be sad, right? But I think a lot of people don't want to be sad. And so I think a lot of people, the content creators, they lean towards the negative so that when they win, they can celebrate their team. But when they lose, they don't want to feel the sad emotion. They want to be angry. And rather than like sitting there going, fucking hell, like, fuck, man, we're doing it again. No. I was right. Fuck you. And F everyone that told me I was wrong to be so negative.
Yeah, because it's all, exactly.
Problem. This is the problem. That's the problem. Like, they don't want to just feel they're sad, but they rather the emotion they want to express is I was right, you were wrong, and I'm angry. And they take it out on others who.
So they're doing it with, they're doing it. Yeah, so they're doing it now with Arteta. See, I told you, Arteta can only take us so far, but he cannot. I thank Arteta for getting us to this point, but he can't get us over the finishing line. We need to get rid of Arteta.
You told me I was wrong. I was right. You're wrong. Now you say
2 wins. 2 wins in 7
bro.
games.
Just be sad. Yeah. Just be sad.
Yeah. Just be sad. 2 wins.
You're upset. You're upset because your team let you down. It's okay. Just be sad, bro.
Listen, when Spurs played Wolves, right, and Paulinho got that late goal, I said we didn't deserve it because we didn't. We deserved to get beat by them. Right, it was a great goal to level it up, but we didn't deserve it. And like sometimes that shit happens. But you know, Arsenal have got 2 wins in 7 games. You know, and City will be smelling blood. Listen, City haven't got easy fixtures. They haven't been great. They haven't been the City of old. And I do think that Arsenal will maybe, without Mark Gahey, have an advantage over Man City going into the Carabao Cup final. But I just think that you know, that it's a funny old game, mate. It's a funny old game. But look, for me, it's
Lubo, what are you doing in the background, mate? This is Football Inc.
Mate. It's Football Inc, mate. What was I going to say to you? So I don't know. I don't think Manchester City are going to be counting their chickens. Do you? Do you think they're going to be counting their chickens, Man City?
No, listen. I think City they've got a slightly tougher run in, but mate, if you watch the end of the game, then you also would have seen the 10-15 minutes after the game when the 2 guys were analysing, and the second guy said, well, let's look at the run-ins, and then or the first guy looked at the run-ins and said, yeah, well, you know, you got this, that, and the other. Paul Merson said, I'm only going to look at the next 2 games, and I think that you'd rather have had Wolves again and then Tottenham than what City have got if you were doing it. But now you look at it and you think differently because Arsenal have got Chelsea after Tottenham, right? So brutal. But at the same time, I would sit there and say you look at the next screen, which was the average points gained from the final 12 games of the season. And Arsenal in the last 4 years have averaged, I think, 21 points.
21, yeah. As
I think it's 21.
To
whereas
30.
City have averaged 31 points. So I think that I think City are looking at this and licking their lips. Just out of curiosity, is there any chance you think that maybe Arsenal might finish 3rd in a two-horse
Listen, race? Mate, I just don't win the league, right? Just don't win the league. Don't win the Champions League, right? You know, they can win the Carabao Cup. I think they might well win the Carabao Cup, as I say, because Mark Gahey can't play. And that will be a bit of a handicap for them in defence because defensively, they've not been great this season. But with Rodri coming into a game and now they can smell it. They can smell it now. It's going to be an interesting one. It really is. Look, it depends how they regroup. I love all the reports coming out from the stewards that there was screaming going on between Raya and Gabriel. Bottles were thrown. Sides were taken. You know, I take all that stuff with a pinch of salt. I mean, that's pretty normal, I would say. The one thing I thought was strange was why did Arteta allow them to sit back when they were 2-0 up? You know, I don't get it. You know, they were there for the taking and they should have finished it off. He's typing. So
I'm here. I'm listening to you. Sorry. I mean, I think that it's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. If you're a betting man right now, and by the way, guys in the chat, there's 400 people here. Don't forget to smash the granny out of the like button. Don't forget to smash the nanny out of the subscribe button. Don't forget to smash that notification bell so you know when we're going to go live, and hit that comment section out of sight. But Jonny and I are trying. We do the predicciones. We're not doing prediction. We're going to do predicciones tomorrow for the weekend. But Jonny and I have been having conversations. There's a chance that next season, and maybe even for the World Cup,
well, maybe even for the remainder of this season, we could do it. Yeah.
Well, no, we're going to start. We're going to start it with the paid thing. But yeah, everyone who likes the predicciones thing, we may be thinking about trying to figure out a way for us to be able to make it more visual, more documented, and every single one of you can compete. Think about like the blending of the predicciones league that we do. When it's me versus Jonny versus one of you in the chat every week. But you guys, I'm tapping this shit into an Excel document. It's a little bit awkward. You can't see it. It's not ideal. Imagine if it was all visual, and there was also a predicciones game where every one of you could participate, and there was a little couple of quid here and there, like 50 pence, a pound, or whatever every week. Very little money, but you get to stake your claim to be the predictions king. Well, we're figuring out a way to make that happen with a potential partner. It's going to be absolutely sensational. So stick around, subscribe, and Cece, you did very well when it was her time.
Did very well.
She did very well, Cece. Well, you know what? You're going to get the chance to be the standout predicciones queen. I said king. I know.
Yeah, we'll have weekly winners, monthly winners, and then an over, and then obviously an overall.
We'll give away shirts. Through OK Jersey, we'll give away shirts to the winners and stuff. We'll figure out.
We'll have all sorts of stuff going on. We're trying to negotiate it at the moment.
Absolutely phenomenal. If we can figure this a way to do this, it's going to be the coolest interactive channel where every single one of you can participate in a variety of different things. So make sure you smash the granny out of the sub so you don't miss a single part of it. Jonny, the other news that's coming out today is the Europa League games this evening. Should we take a look at the Europa League games tonight?
Do you want to do those, or do you want to do the Champions League? First of all, big up to the chat for getting a point for the draw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he predicted 1-1. But let's do the Champions League. The Champions League games.
I had to reset my entire computer. I've had to save that numbers file on like a hard drive, so I'm gonna have to transfer it across before tomorrow. So leave that with me. I can't update it right now, but yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations to the chat for the extra point. A little bit of additional pressure on me, but not particularly high amount of pressure right now. If I'm honest, if I'm in the chat, I'm more worried about the people that's coming from behind, which is Jonny H's viewpoint.
Yeah, moving up. Let's go back to Tuesday because we didn't do a show on Wednesday. Galatasaray versus Juventus. What a game this was, mate. Juventus going 2-1 up, looking like they were going to do the business, and then they managed to Cabal came on in the second half. One of the worst substitutions I've ever seen. He came on and he was just an absolute disaster. He was getting absolutely roasted, ended up getting sent off. And Noah Lang.
They were 2-1 up at half time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Gabriel Sara scores for Galatasaray early. Coop Miners immediately returns 1 minute later. Then Juve get the game through. Coop Miners gets the second. What a player he is.
Yeah.
Half time, and Juve are thinking, okay, we've got a good shot in this game. Second half.
Well, they make Cabal comes on, right? As a second half sub.
He doesn't get sent off, though, until it's already 4-2. Right, but Noah Lang and Davinson Sanchez, by the way. But Noah Lang, by the way, Noah Lang's a player, obviously came from Holland. Yeah. I think it was the Eindhoven, I forget. I always wondered how good he would be at that sort of level. He's such a classy player, Noah Lang. Oh, he's such a delicious player to watch. He's got lovely little footwork. He reminds me a little bit of like a Maddison, but he can play off the left hand side and really drive home. He's his performance in that game was sensational. Davinson Sanchez gets a goal as well.
What a lovely header, mate. Lovely header. He must be gutted he left Spurs, booed onto the pitch, booed off the pitch. And there he is being idolised by the fans. He was at fault, as usual, for, I think, was it their first goal? I think it was their first goal he was at fault with. But to run out 5-2, I mean
Juve are out of the game. And this is what worries me. This is what worries me about getting certain teams. Like I had this conversation with you before. I had this conversation with you and with Lubo and with Stel on Spurs 5 about is it always better to be home second leg? I don't think it is. I think it's like settled science that you always want to be at home second leg. I'm not necessarily sure, depending on who you're playing. Brugge have the propensity to put enough goals past you at home when you're thinking it's the first leg, and you go, we'll bring them back to our place later on. But Brugge have to put goals past people at home, right now. We'll talk about Brugge in a second. Galatasaray have got that same situation. Juve, a better team than Galatasaray. They got to close 3 goals. Galatasaray can go back to Juve next week and can shut up shop. I'm not sure.
And counter-attack them with Victor Osimhen. Yeah.
With some absolutely phenomenal players at the front end of the pitch. Galatasaray are beating Juve, not because of what happens next week, but because of what happened in the first leg. And so this notion of like, you always want to play home second leg, not necessarily, not in certain scenarios. If Tottenham get Galatasaray, they have to go to Galatasaray in the playoff, and they have to be incredibly disciplined in that first leg. And they can't let anything more than a 1-goal deficit to take back to our place, because Juve are out, in my opinion. I'd be gobsmacked if Juve can turn it round. But Juve are a better team than Galatasaray, but Galatasaray smashed them to pieces in that second half. And it wasn't entirely because of Juan Cabal's sending off. That happened. It was already...
No, but he was getting... but Spalletti, I think, made a huge mistake, because Cabal got roasted. He was getting roasted and roasted and roasted, got the yellow card, was getting roasted. The goals came in, and then he lost it, got a second yellow. And, that obviously didn't help them. But the Italian teams, honestly, they're in real trouble. They're in real trouble. Tell me something. Let's move on to Benfica versus Real Madrid, Sean. Can I say something controversial?
I encourage you to.
I actually don't believe Vinicius Jr, mate. I don't, because he's got previous, mate. He's got previous. Yeah. I mean, he's gone dancing there like this in front of all the fans, and the guy's gone up, and he's obviously said something. I'm not doubting that the guy hasn't said anything.
It doesn't mean that he's not called him a CUNT though. Or he's called his mother this or whatever.
No, I'm not saying he didn't.
I agree with you, Johnny. I heard Football Terrace, Terry Flewers saying, look at the reaction. The argument is because as Vinicius Jr runs over to the referee and speaks to the referee, the player that's been doing this, his name is the Argentinian kid, right? Yeah. First and foremost, his mouth was up for like 20 seconds before he said anything. Or before the accusation of saying his mouth's up the shirt was up the whole time. So this insinuation that he only puts his mouth up to say it. No, his mouth was up. His shirt was up for a while before that.
Yeah.
And then, therefore, because then Vinicius Jr runs over and says what he says, and the kid does this, that therefore is a demonstration of guilt. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sure people are playing certain cards. I'm sure, like, Terry Flewers is like, we don't do that on this channel where we just say what we want. We don't give a fuck about woke, right? But Terry Flewers is saying that therefore is demonstration of guilt. Is it fuck? Is it fuck?
Of course it's not.
None of us know what was said, but you can't ban someone because someone said something was said. Just because you're offended doesn't mean I was offensive. Just because someone accuses you of something doesn't mean you're guilty of it. Right?
Well, when did ever one side of an accusation make it fact?
Exactly.
No, there's no. He's gone up there. He's given it large, and the guy, he was antagonistic. It was listen. Let's get one thing straight. The goal was absolutely fantastic, right? Yeah. But why go and spoil yourself by doing all of that, right? It's not the first time he's called out racism. right?
But
I'm not for racism.
He might have been right the first time. He might have been right the second time. He might have been right on every single occasion. I'm just saying that this like, because someone reacted a certain way and because someone was doing a certain thing, therefore it's 100% truth. The people that are saying that are playing certain cards to make sure that they don't piss off certain parts of their audience, right? And I'm like, listen, I'm sure there's people with certain persuasions on this channel that might not like it. I'm not saying either way. I'm sure you're not either, Johnny. I'm just
no.
Listen, I have no fucking clue, but I'm just saying you can't just presume someone's guilt. You presume someone's innocence, and evidence provides the guilt. That's the rule of law. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to think of it, unless there's a microphone or unless there's a lip reader that can read between the lines here, I'm sorry, just because someone says something doesn't mean it happened. And if you start to go down that path, it's a very slippery fucking slope. It's an incredibly slippery slope.
We're not saying he didn't, but you can't say he did. And just because Vinicius Jr., I'm not a racist because I'm questioning whether or not 100% he said it. No one knows 100% if he said it. And Vinicius Jr.'s got previous for things, right? And just because you say
he's got previous accusations, but again, it doesn't mean that the accusations are not founded.
Unfounded.
But you have to prove it. You can't just say shit. You can't just say shit.
This guy's going to get banned now because Vinicius Jr. said it, right?
Mental. And just because he comes from a certain country that has history of being a little bit of a certain way, again, you can't tarnish everyone with the same brush. Just like you can't tarnish all of Benfica with being racist for Mourinho defending him. You can't call Mourinho racist for defending him. You can't call...
Well, they are. They are. This is the point.
They're fucking wrong. They're wrong to do that. What world are we fucking living in here? It's like this. I remember in politics in 2016, I was in America. Believe all women, which basically means every woman that's ever regretted sleeping with a man and decides to protect her own reputation by saying he did this to me, then that guy's going to go to prison for X amount of years because she decides that she doesn't want to be thought of as a slut. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
look,
I don't give a fuck how it sounds. Like, evidence is evidence. Accusations are accusations, and there is no evidence of him saying it. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying you have to prove it for me to be able to sit there and say.
In a court of law, listen. In a court of law, there's something called a prosecution and a defense. But apparently, there is no defense. No one saw him say it. No one other than Vinicius heard him say it. Right. So therefore, it's not conclusive.
It's called hearsay. It's called he said. He said.
He said, not he said, she said, he said, right? And if there was a mic or someone could verbally see him, then 100% throw the book at him. 100%.
Now, Goldbridge said, and I disagree with Goldbridge's take on Tottenham's on Ange Postecoglou, but I kind of agree with his take on saying, well, look, if you think that you can say whatever you want, but you can just protect yourself by doing that, then maybe the solution is if you do that, then you should get a yellow card.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the solution, but the solution isn't if you do that, therefore you're guilty of what everyone accuses you of saying.
Well, how many players when they go up to each other during the game?
They're always doing that. They're always doing
that or doing that or doing this. Right?
I don't know what the solution
is. Look.
What the solution is, but the solution is definitely not just believe the accuser because they say something.
Oh, come on, what are we doing here? Listen, Vinicius Jr. scored a fantastic goal. He's gone and given it large. He's antagonised everyone. He was like goading out the players.
I don't care about that. That's fine.
No. But someone has said something. If the guy's called him a dick or what have you, so what? You know, we got called. I mean, we just had that guy on now.
If the guy has called him a monkey, if that's what he's
then he's got to have the book thrown at him.
If he has, then the guy needs to get banned, right? 1,000,000%. But you can't just listen to someone's word on that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You have to have evidence. And you know what? If doing this blocks the evidence, then maybe everyone should have maybe every player should have a camera, a microphone attached to them, not for anyone to not for the people to hear, but for authorities to hear. Like whatever. Find if it's that much of a frequent problem, then you find a solution where you're being monitored in that regard on the pitch. Okay, do something to resolve it, but you cannot let the resolution be if someone accuses you of something without concrete evidence that you are guilty. You cannot have that.
No, I don't think you can.
And the world panders to the lowest common denominator. It always has done in the last 6 years, 8 years.
Guilty and proven innocent.
Guilty until proven innocent, based on people being victims. It's a load of fucking bollocks. So if the solution has to be everyone gets mic'd up, everyone has cameras on their shirt, everyone has all of that stuff, so that we don't have to see it, but that someone gets.
I'll tell you what you could do, Sean. Like if a player scores and another player rushes up to him and he goes like this, to him, right? And he obviously said something, but he's covered in his face. Give him a yellow card, right? But you can't be banning the guy. Yeah, I'm not saying.
Should we ban you for calling us racist without evidence? Nine Sifol. Should we ban you or should we let you stay? I'll let you stay, mate, because I know you're
racist apologies. Right. What we're saying is we're not saying he didn't say it. We're saying, right? We're saying what is the proof? Don't
even fucking entertain it. All right. This guy just because he feels a certain way, he thinks that anyone who disagrees with him is therefore racist.
Well, it's just woke, isn't it?
You're the problem, Nine Sifal. You're the problem, bro.
If I accused you of something, right, does it make it true? No.
Fuck him.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Wow. Okay.
You can stay. I don't give a fuck. You can stay.
You can stay, mate. You can stay as long as you like. But we're not going to turn around and just pander to things. We're here to debate things, good, bad, and indifferent. And what we're saying is, does the fact that Mourinho questions some of the thing make him a racist? I don't think it makes him a racist. He's questioning them the fact you can't just be guilty.
He's a racist. If he did,
yes,
no, he did.
100%. If he's done it, he should be banned. That's what we're saying.
But people like Nine Sifal, people like this geezer, they think a certain way. If there's an accusation, you're guilty until proven innocent. Bollocks, bro. You're part of the problem with the world, my man. If the boot was on the other foot, you'd fucking hate it.
Yeah, if someone accused you of something you had nothing in and you don't get a chance to answer back, we are saying if he said it and he's done it, then he should be banned. We do not condone the racism. What we're saying is you can't accuse someone of such a serious thing with no other evidence. What's that, Sean?
I said I'm 8% Nigerian, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm 8% Nigerian, so I feel you. But evidence is evidence, my man. There's no evidence.
How heated is the return game going to be? And is the guy
brilliant though? That return game's going to be spicy.
And is he going to get banned?
He better not. If he does, the world's gone to shit. Just because someone says something happened doesn't mean it did. Doesn't mean it did.
Yes,
you have to give more evidence than he already had his hand over his shirt before, like for the 20 seconds prior.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying prove to me he did before you ban someone and you ruin their life. You ruin
Correct. That's all we're saying. Let's move on to the next game. Another game, Monaco versus Paris Saint-Germain. I got this one totally wrong. I thought that Paris Saint-Germain would run out easy winners. Ex-Arsenal player Balogun put them into a very early 2-0 start, and people are starting to think, wow, could this really be the shock?
You never write off PSG, mate.
You can never write them off, mate. You can never write them off. Akalush with an assist, but when the red card came, it wasn't long. Golovkin. I can't. Alexander Golovkin. When he went off, it was all over. Desiree Doué with another goal to run out 3-2 winners. Akalush was taken off after 58 minutes. Monaco, Paris Saint-Germain.
Sorry, mate. I lost you then. Say again.
Yeah. Monaco, Paris Saint-Germain. I was saying that Akalush was taken off after 58 minutes after Golovkin.
Player though, and like PSG though are the team that lures you into a false sense of security. Right? They'll start slow. That you can get at them, but I think you would need a 4-goal lead against PSG before you can feel comfortable.
Yeah, 2-0. I mean, the Spurs found out 2-0 means nothing to them.
Nothing.
You know, with the players.
All right. We'll go again.
Yeah, and they did 3-2.
So
I expect them to run out.
What you can do is go 2-0 up and then sit in and defend. You have to always have that one eye on the counter. You have to obviously, you can adapt and adjust in your in-game. But if you do get a 2-goal lead against PSG, like what Tottenham failed to do, Monaco failed to do. Tottenham failed to do this twice, by the way. That you get that advantage and you go, now we've got something to protect. So then you change your game plan. No, continue with your game plan. Continue with it, because the PSG needs something to be fearful of. If you sit there and you protect and they go, right, now we've got, like now we know that you're not going to be firing any more darts our way. We've just got control of the possession. We'll be able to break down every single team, or most teams, right? We had to break down most teams. And they end up being, they're always going to get back into it. Again, template against PSG. Start strong, be brave. If you get lucky, if you get a couple of goals, then just maybe dial it back a little bit, but certainly don't go into like turtle in a shell sort of mode, because they'll end up cracking your defenses. And then once they get one back, their tails are up, and then it's going to be an inevitable outcome.
I mean, listen, Desiree Doué got the 2 goals. He didn't even start. Ousmane Dembele got injured after about 25 minutes again. And so he came on as the sub, So they've got so many good players there that are sort of injured or coming back. So I expect them to run out. Another Italian club struggling, mate. There could be for a clean sweep knockout, Sean. Atalanta losing 2-0 away from home at Borussia Dortmund. Serge Guirassy and Maximilian Breyer with the goals. No surprise here, Sean. For me, I expected them to win, but they're not brilliant away from home. Can they hang on?
Can they hang on against Atalanta? I think so. I think they can. I think they can go. I think Bodo are the sort of team that can get a lead.
Not Bodo. Atalanta.
Atalanta. My apologies, mate. Sorry. I think
Borussia Dortmund, Atalanta.
Sorry, my bad.
We haven't come on to that one yet.
Sorry. But Dortmund, Atalanta. Can they hang on? I think I said that Atalanta. I think I said Dortmund 2, Atalanta 1 in my prediction. I think that 2-0 is. It's interesting. Atalanta have lost. They've lost a couple of their wingers, haven't they? They obviously lost Lookman. They also lost the player that moved to Raspadori. They lost him when he went to Europe, and he's now back in Italy playing for Napoli. I think. I think that I think that Atalanta have lost that spark at the top end of the pitch. So I believe Dortmund will get through.
Yeah, so do I. That's right. Let's quickly do a couple of the super chats, and we'll go on to last night's games quickly.
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, don't worry.
Sorry. I was thinking about the guy in the comment that's
Adam scored draw Holog.
Adam scored draw. Big up to you, my man. He's putting a super sticker. Big up to my man. Adam scored draw Holog. Scored draw lock. Where's the super checker? There we go. You, my man. Big up to you, buddy. Hope you're okay, mate. Hope you're okay. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you very much. John Luther Burrow. Big up to you, mate. Thank you very much indeed. With a super sticker, £2 super sticker. Big up to you, Johnny boy. Thank you very much, my man. Appreciate you very much indeed. And choo-choo to you. And also choo-choo to Dino. Chudini. Big up to you, Chudini. Always here, always supporting. Choo-choo to you as well, guys. Appreciate all the super stickers. The super sticker train has commenced, guys. If you are interested in supporting the show, and all you have to do is throw in a super sticker or a membership. We love the memberships as well. Let us know where you're from, who you support, and we will we'll bring you in. Come on in. The water's lovely in this community.
Water's lovely. Tell us who you support, and if you want your comments to feature for sure, send us a super sticker.
Tony's in the house. Big up to Tony. Yeah, we're all a little bit something. If you get your 23andMe, we're all a little bit something. There's no one needs to be racist here. We just all
we're not racist. We're not racist. We're questioning the Qarabag versus Newcastle. Everyone struggled to get to Qarabag. Tesco's won't go there. 2-2. They drew with Chelsea. I don't think anyone saw a 6-1 hammering away from home. We thought this might be a tough game away from home before Man City away. Anthony Gordon getting 4 goals, Sean, before half time. I mean,
the only thing that was interesting about this game was Kieran Trippier and Anthony having a bust up around who it was that got the fourth goal penalty. What's your take on that?
Mate, what are you arguing about? Seriously, I mean, like you're 4-5-1 up. Or, I can't remember what it was at halftime. Was it 5-1 at halftime?
I can't remember. Kieran Trippier saying,
"Yes, it was 5-0 at halftime." Yeah, it was 5-0 at halftime.
Yeah, having a crack saying, "I'm the captain. I've told you I want you to. You've already got a hat trick.
Yeah,
give it to someone else." And Gordon saying, "Fuck you. I'm the designated penalty taker." And Kieran Trippier not enjoying being disrespected, and they had an argument on the way back. They could have saved it for the dressing room. You know, you'd think you'd be delighted at halftime, but Kieran Trippier feeling a little bit undermined. Do you think that comes from? I've spoken to a few Newcastle fans, and they're saying apparently Adam Gordon's got a bit of a complex, a bit of a cocky little, certain type of thing about him. I've got no idea what Kieran Trippier's style of captaincy is like, but if the captain says something, do you listen to the captain? Or if you are the designated penalty taker, do you say, no, I'm the penalty guy, fuck you?
Mate, no, you've had your hat trick. The captain's spoken. He wants everyone to feel good about the game. You do it. Never trust anyone who wears an Alice band. It looks like that. That's what I say.
I don't know about this one, mate. I don't know about this one. Like, you're the captain, but also if the manager said that you're the penalty guy.
Well, do you remember Brennan Johnson? Brennan Johnson won a penalty, and they whipped the ball out of his hands and said, "You're not having it," right? Yeah. Even though he wanted it, right?
And Dane Scarlett won a penalty, and they took off him and gave it to someone else.
Yeah. So, like, it happens, but you can't be disrespecting the captain, right? I mean, I think there's been lots of rumours about Anthony Gordon leaving Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a disruptive element. Who knows?
Did he win the penalty himself, though?
That one I don't know. I saw the incident.
If anyone who watched the game, there's a Sniffer. You'd be here. Sniffer, you would have seen it. Sniffer says he should have stepped back.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Look.
Who won the penalty?
Sean and I are big fans of Anthony Gordon. We were when he was at Everton. We wanted him to come to Spurs. We always cite the game where we absolutely smashed Everton out of the park. But the one of the best players on the pitch was Anthony Gordon for Everton, who just chased absolutely every ball, and he was an absolute dog. But listen, the game's won.
Gordon won it. Gordon won the penalty as well. Sniffer said.
Yeah, but listen. I still think if the captain, there's a reason why he's done it, Sean. There's a reason why he's spreading it, okay? Maybe he wants to give it to someone who's struggling to score a goal.
Yeah, no, that's the obvious reason. Give it to Nick Voltemade, right? 100%.
Yeah,
I hear you. I hear you.
Exactly.
I hear the narrative.
Confidence breeds confidence, Sean. I mean, look at last night.
Fair enough.
Hasn't
if he was on 2 goals and it was his pen, he would have allowed to take it.
100%.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. But I also like the fucking confidence of Anthony Gordon to say "fuck you." Harry Kane would have said "fuck you." Harry Kane would never have handed that over. Did Harry Kane ever hand over a penalty?
No. But maybe in a different circumstance he may have done. Maybe. Let's see what would have happened. Right. Okay. So next game. What a game this was. All the people that laughed at Spurs drawing at Bodo Glimt at the beginning of the season, you need to hang your head, right? Sean and I have been out there. I was actually meant to be wearing my Bodo scarf tonight. I went to get it before. Jed Petter Hauger.
Once
Sean.
Again. Another one for him and another one for the other one, Hogue. Another one.
Yeah, but Hauger. Yeah, but Hauger's the one, isn't it? I mean, the goal.
Yeah, both of them, Casper Hogue and Jen.
But the actual finish.
They're both incredible, mate. They're both fucking incredible.
The finish, mate. The finish. It was the finish of Hauger's one.
Okay,
the finish of Hauger's one. The strike. Yeah, it was. It was. But look, Inter Milan had their chances. They definitely did. Esposito brought them level. It's good early goal from Bodo. Esposito brings them level. A couple of chances, couple of free kicks, a couple of little chances to hit the post. But to come out and to go away and win 3-1 at home, this could be the third. Now, can they actually hang on?
Yeah,
Do
they
you
can.
think?
Yes, they can. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Yes, they can go away. They're the team that do it differently. They can go away from home. I'm not sure they will necessarily. I'm not saying they will. But the question is, can they? 100% they can go. They can go to Bodo. They can go to Inter and shut up shop and then pounce and pivot.
I think they need to score. I think they're going to need to score in that game to go through. Personally, that's what I think. I think they're going to need to score. I'd love to see Bodo Glimt knock out Internazionale.
Yeah,
because that would be the third Italian team if they were to go out. Juventus, Inter Milan, and Atalanta. Could you imagine that if all three of those Italian teams went out? That would only leave AC Milan left in AC Milan, wouldn't it? Be the only ones left in the competition.
No, AC Milan on not in.
Sorry, no, they're not. Is that all of them out then?
All of them. Napoli are Napoli qualified.
Napoli qualified? Oh, did they? I can't remember. I thought they went out. Have a look at the league.
Napoli are entirely out. Sorry, Napoli are entirely out. So yeah, there's no one left.
No, you're right.
If Juventus lose to Galatasaray,
no, you're right.
Atalanta lose to Dortmund, Inter Milan lose, they're out. Yeah, it's Italy's done and dusted. Italy's done and
unbelievable. Dusted. I mean, Inter Milan finished 10th, Juventus finished 13th. And this is why, with this competition, and Atalanta 15th, this is why I love this competition, because there's no guarantee, even if you finish in the top 11th, you might come up against a team that
all 6 teams from the Premier League are going to be in the last 16.
It's like mad.
All mad. They're going to be in the last 16. It's mental.
Okay, next game, Club Brugge, the game that Sean and I were desperate to watch. I struggled to watch it last night. I've got to be honest, I was heavily invested in the Arsenal game.
Amazing game.
What a game there. I mean, just when you thought that Madrid had done it, Julian Alvarez kick him off with a nice penalty. And then Ademola Lookman just before half-time, beautiful cross, got in before the defender to make it 2-0. And you're thinking, yeah, they're going to do it, aren't they? They're going to do it.
The penalty was an unfortunate one that was missed by the referee. Sir, I think his name's Sirs.
Tell me something, Sean. You jump up like this, right? He jumped up and the ball's just hit him. Listen, he's not gone like that.
I don't even know anymore, mate. Like, obviously, like they say that the hand's in a natural position. If you put like when Bergvall put that ball across and the guy's hand was out to stop it, I forget the game. That's apparently natural position, but jumping up and you're not even knowing where the ball is.
He had his hands, guys. If you haven't seen it, the guy's jumped up and he's jumped up like this and it's hit him on the arm coming down and it's just gone up in the air, right? But he hasn't tried to punch it, hasn't tried to deflect, hasn't tried to do anything with it. And they awarded the penalty. And they did fantastically to come back.
I mean, the Brugge goals, 2 of them were really well worked. One of them, the first goal that he got back was a scramble
on Dika.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of the goals from both sides. An own goal from Brugge as well. Put one in there. A lot of the goals were. It's just a fascinating game, mate. 3-3, unbelievable game. You know, Brugge play a certain way. You love to see it. They throw caution to the wind at home. Atletico Madrid don't often score 3, don't often concede 3. I'm just looking at the third now. What a finish that is as well, by the way.
Ordonez, the own goal, his face, when the ball came across the box and he tried to intercept it, he stabbed his foot out and put it into the net, and you fell for them because they just come back into the game. They drew level 2-2. But then Solis, who I'm a massive fan of, went up the other end, and from the left-hand side, put the ball in. Beautiful finish. Referee gives offside, but Solis was pretty confident that it wasn't offside. Trouble is with this game, Sean, we all know Club Brugge at home are absolutely fantastic. Away from home, not so good. I expect Atletico to go on and win this game. What do you think?
Probably, yeah. I think Atletico Madrid are in. But listen, Madrid, you can get at them. You can get at them, mate. You absolutely can. And I think it's one of those, whoever they get in the next round, they're either going to get Tottenham or they're going to get, I forget the other side it will be.
Galatasaray.
No, the other team that's in our group that will get one of those players. So we're either going to get Galatasaray, Juve, Atletico, or Brugge, and there's someone else who's either going to get them as well. I forget.
Oh, okay.
I forget the other team is. But I think it's going to be Atletico Madrid, and I think it's probably going to be Galatasaray. Of the two teams, who would you rather have?
You just know what's that. Sean, you just know we're going to be playing Atletico Madrid and Adamara Lukman's going to
I'd rather have
banging in some goals.
I genuinely think I'd rather have Atletico than Galatasaray. I think I know the Galatasaray are not as strong a team, but I genuinely think that Atletico Madrid are...
Julian Alvarez and Lukman. I can see them causing us all sorts of troubles, mate.
So could Osman and,
No, there's. I can't deny that. I expect Atletico to go on and win the game though, because Club Brugge are not so brilliant away from home. One bit of pleasurable news was Marinakis' team was put out 2-0 away from home by Leverkusen. It would be sweet justice to see Marinakis get relegated from the Premier League, Olympiacos get knocked out of this, and maybe Nottingham Forest get knocked out of the cup. I'm not sure that will happen, but that was a pretty straightforward win for by Leverkusen, and one we expected. Patrick Schick, who gets a lot of stick, gets both goals in quick succession. Can't see anything other than a Bayer Leverkusen win for this one.
They'll be fine now in the second leg, I think, as well. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. And then we got the Europa League this evening, and the conference.
I was just going to say, Pereira's made minor changes for his first Forest lineup tonight. Just looking at the Forest team away at Fenerbahce. And
that's pretty much the only game that I want to talk about. I've got no idea about Panathinaikos versus Victoria Pilsen. Celtic Stuttgart, no idea. Ludogorets Ferencváros, no idea. LOSC Kaverna Zvezda, no idea. Dynamo Zagreb against Genk, no idea. PAOK against Celta Vigo, no idea. And Brann, never even heard of them, against Bologna.
Oh, I love my Brann, especially Brann. I love my Brann with a little bit of fruit and some milk. Yeah, love it. Listen, one thing's for sure.
The only game that's worth watching tonight is this one, and it starts, guys, in 45 minutes' time.
Let me tell you something. I think Marinakis has turned round to Pereira and said, look, I need to stay up, but the one thing I want more than anything is to win the Europa League, right? Because that gets us in the Champions League and we can turn our whole season around. And let's be honest, they've gone for more or less their strongest team. Igor Jesus, Hudson-Odoi, Sangari, Amari Hutchison, Elliot Anderson in the middle.
Johnny. Let's look at some of the players that play for Fenerbahce, right? N'Golo Kante can still do a bit or two of that, a thing or two. Guendouzi, quality player. Right? They got Skriniar, Oosterwolde, who's a decent, strong centre back. Mulder, who's I think is he young? I'm not sure. He's
Asensio. You got Marco Asensio.
They've got the Actor the left winger who came from Atletico Madrid last year.
They've got Postecoglou there for a minute.
Actor Koglu, mate. They got a lot. They got some decent players, mate. Fenerbahce are a decent team.
They got the Sheriff, haven't they?
A lot of talent. It'll be a good game to watch tonight. Be a good game to watch.
They got the Sheriff up front, haven't they? Sheriff Siddiqui or Siddiqui Sheriff? What was his name?
Oh, Sheriff. Sheriff. Yeah. Sadiq Sheriff. Yeah.
I shot the sheriff.
But I did not shoot.
Oh, they got Edison as well. Hang on, they got Edison in goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got, exactly, mate. Exactly. Okay, it's gonna be one of those teams.
If you've watched our shows before, guys, and we've had the Turkey segment of the show, you would remember that Turkey, from having absolutely no money at all, right, and having to do loans at the end of the season where they extend the transfer window for a week to 10 days just so they can pick up the dregs of what everyone else couldn't pick up, have now gone to the stage where they're spending money like it's going out of fashion. Victor Osimhen's on a deal of Saudi proportions.
Semenyo as well, by the way, who's a right back who was at Wolves before.
Yeah,
they've got a decent teammate. It's a cracking game. The rest of the game, I've got no idea about. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I do.
Well, these are qualifiers, aren't they? These are the qualifiers. These aren't the people that have already qualified.
Yeah, but Forest are unfortunate to have picked up Fenerbahce because they're probably the two strongest teams of the teams in those qualifying games. I honestly don't even know. I genuinely don't even know anyone off the top of my head who plays for, like the Bradas of this life.
Can you believe Fred is still playing? He's at Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
With Fred. Yeah, Fred. And Archie Brown, the left back. I'm sure he's a left back, Archie Brown. It should be
qualified. Is this the qualifiers? Yeah, it is. Yeah, right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's qualified. Hang on a minute. What about Celtic versus FB Stuttgart? That's a pretty big game. Yeah, it's a big game. Yeah, it's a big game. Celtic versus Stuttgart. Brendan Johnson.
Name me as many players as you can from Stuttgart without looking.
I could have done last year, but not now. Because the two that
they got Stiller, Angelo Stiller in the midfield.
They're two that went last year.
I don't know.
Walter Malde.
Undab, the striker. I don't know. I don't know how many others they got. That's about it.
Well, Crystal Palace. Brennan Johnson's actually starting tonight. It's his first start, I believe.
Brennan Johnson.
Yeah,
no,
remember him?
Brennan Johnson started for Forest. He started for Forest before. For Palace. Sorry.
Well, he starts. He's starting in the game. Are you sure he's made? Are you sure?
He's been dog shit since he's got there, but I'm sure he played 90 minutes against Wolves and he did absolutely nothing.
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, but he's starting tonight. It's honestly, you want to see the team they put out. Karasic, Vlankovic. Hang on, no, that's the Mr. team. Have enough of it. I think their team is Henderson, Richards, Lacroix, Riyad, Manuz, Walton, Kamada, Sosa, Sarr, Strand Larson, and Johnson. £85 million worth of talent.
Who are Forest playing?
Forest are playing Fenerbahce.
Sorry. Who are Crystal Palace playing? Sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They are playing. Are you ready? Zrinski Mostar.
Yeah. If Forest don't,
I reckon they make them up, these names.
They're Wi-Fi passwords. If Forest don't win this is the thing. So Forest have got some brutal games to play. Sorry, I keep saying Forest. Palace have got some difficult games to play. Are Palace still in a relegation battle? I think you have to say that they are, right?
Yeah.
But going away to like the arse end of fucking Europe on a Thursday night, and if they do, and they should progress, that will be increasingly problematic for them. Because they'll play every game on a Sunday. Every other team will have played before them. I think Palace have and a lot of these teams are Eastern European, right? They're in Hungary or they're in fucking, some place like Estonia or wherever. Like it's not that like most of the games they're going to be playing are like, the away legs are going to be a fair bit of travel as well. Not the nicest environment, not the nicest, convenient, enjoyable experience. Against lively atmospheres. I don't know, Crystal. Listen, it gives me more and more confidence that I think Tottenham will be okay because we have, I don't know, just get a couple of points, Johnny. Okay.
Tell me something. What do you think of these Sam Allardyce comments? Sam Allardyce has said that Tottenham's players need reminded of their responsibility to the club if they want to avoid being dragged into a relegation battle. Spurs sacked Thomas Frank last week and have replaced him with Igor Tudor. And what's he said here? What's he said? We can all claim we did this and did that before the first game we managed, but we haven't done that much really, Allardyce told Sky Sports. What we hope for is that the players go out and prove themselves. Why shouldn't you give 100 million% when you earn 150 grand a week? You get the best food, one of the best facilities in the country at Tottenham, and you don't give 110%. You should be kicked out of the bloody club if you don't. He's not wrong, is he?
No, he's not wrong. But is he? He's talking from a position of it should have been me. Listen, sorry, Sam, but we got someone called Igor who's the entire we just taken you and we've grabbed someone with a different accent and listen, guys, you're from the. I am Igor Tudor. Listen, it's.
It's Sam Allardyce with an accent.
He's not wrong. He is Big Sam. He's Big Eagle.
Yeah,
Big Eagle.
It's a God-given right. That's what you do for a football club. Blood, sweat, and tears. That's the given. Allardyce added that shouldn't even have been demanded or asked for. It should be a given. He's not wrong. There were players in those games who looked like they couldn't be asked. We shall see, won't we, on Saturday? I mean, do you think that Arsenal, having dropped the 2 games, will be super motivated? We know Eze will most likely start against Spurs after his hat-trick in the last game. Do you think it's a motivation for Spurs or for Arsenal, the result last night?
For Tottenham.
For Tottenham. Yeah, but do you not think it's the spur for Arsenal to turn it around?
I think Arsenal are shitting themselves. But Dr. Tottenham might see you now, you know. You could make the argument that it's the perfect place to it's the perfect recovery game because Tottenham, you know, where we're at. We shall see. Listen, we'll talk about that tomorrow. We're back tomorrow, guys.
Guys, hit the like and the subscribe button, please. Your like game's not strong.
Tomorrow, we will do the review of tonight's games. I'm not going to watch all of them, so don't expect detailed.
We'll do the predictions. No doubt there'll be further details on the fallout from Arsenal game, maybe even the Real Madrid incident. As I like to reiterate, I don't believe anyone is guilty. Your person is innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven inninnocent, and that's all I'm saying.
You can disagree with us if you want to, but we're not calling you racist for thinking that, and please don't call us racist for having a different opinion. All we're saying is, if the guy did say something, if he said something, 100% flog him, right?
Yeah,
100% racist, ban him, suspend him, kick him out, 100%. But you can't just assume someone is something because someone else says they are. And if that's the way you walk through your life, piece of personal advice to you all: never trust what anyone else says about someone else. Judge people as you find them, not as people tell you to.
Correct.
Otherwise, you'll end up with incredible biases that don't get you anywhere. You know, leave yourself to form opinions of people. And like I say, if the guy is racist, 100% throw the book at him. But until you know 100%. That for sure, you can't just assume someone because they say otherwise. We're a very dangerous line. Appreciate everyone. Smash the like, smash the subscribe. Spurs 5 tonight. Yes, Jay Crockett. It's on at 8 o'clock. It's going to be lively because Stell's going to be sitting there telling everyone that Ange Postecoglou is a fucking phenom and brilliant, and the rest of us are going to sit there and remind him why that might not be the case. So it'd be fantastic.
Should be a good one.
Actually, make sure you find us on socials. We're all over the place. Jonny H3232 on Twitter and Talking Tottenham 1882 on Insta and TikTok. You can find me at Spurs Talk Show everywhere, or The Spurs Talk Show on Instagram. And I'm also on the Rabbit Hole Ramblings if you want the conspiracy stuff, which is fun at this moment in time. Lots of things going on. Prince Andrew possibly in handcuffs. Guys, we will see you on the Spurs 5 in a couple of hours. And after that, we'll see you tomorrow. Love you all. Thanks for everyone.
Bye.
By the way, didn't do this one. Sorry, Sniffer. My apologies, my man. Didn't
Sniffer. Beg your pardon, mate. Big Newcastle fan. Good win. Good win.
Choo-choo to you, mate. Choo-choo to you. Appreciate you all. Take care. Bye.
Bye.